unstoppable kick-ass confidence. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Raw and Unscripted show with Christopher Rausch, where we help you overcome your self-created crap without the self-help fluffy bullshit. Now please welcome our host, Christopher Rausch.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the Misfit Nation. Hi, it is Christopher Rausch, your No Excuses coach, here back with another episode of the Raw and Unscripted show with yours truly, Christopher Rausch, where I help you overcome your self-created crap without the self-help fluffy bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. It's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Put it on your calendar. This is every single week. It's been like this for over 100 shows. We just celebrated our 100th episode. Thank you very much. We are super stoked about that. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the Raw and Unscripted show. And actually, in true all transparency, we're actually going to be available on podcast. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and Unscripted show is going to return back to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other great places you can get your podcasts. So I'm in the process of actually uploading and updating all those information files, because before, when I was on a network, things kind of got jacked up. So I'm in the process of fixing all that. So if you are not able to be here on Tuesday nights, or you don't wish to watch the replay where you get to see my beautiful smiley face, you will be able to also take me on the go as you return to your normal life here post-COVID, or during post-COVID, whatever you want to call it. So you can have the Raw and Unscripted show with you everywhere you go. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? We have the Misfit Nations right here, the Misfits for Life. We have Ellie Nicole saying, hello, Christopher, best wishes. Thank you, Ellie Nicole. How are you? What's going on? What do you want to get out of tonight? Got Ray in the house. Brother Ray says, good evening, all. Larry Schneider, Kickass. Larry, what's up? Hey. It's warming up. I see that back patio. And of course, everybody's just saying hi to one another, because this is a family. This is a safe place for you guys to come every single week and have raw and unscripted conversations, and join us in that party. That's what we do right here in the sidebar here. You guys are a part of the conversation. So please ask us any questions that you might have, offer any comments that you may feel inclined to offer, because this is literally, I picture this, that this is me and my guest are sitting in a bar or a coffee shop, and we're just simply having a conversation back and forth. You guys might be sitting on the periphery and you're like, hey, wait a minute. What did he say? What did she say? Oh, hey, can I ask you a question? It's just kind of like that. It's just a family. We're just sitting here talking and conversating, just having a great time. Bobby Browning in the house. What's up, Bobby? So great to see you. Thank you for being here. Yes. Says, hey, Christopher, just in case you're not watching this and you're like, what is he talking about? And Darlene's in the house. Hey, Darlene, thank you very much for being here. Misfits for Life. Ellie Nicole says, you are awesome. I love it. I love you. Thank you so much. There's so much great shit coming. It's crazy. I'm excited. I'm on fire. This week, I've been paying special attention to my health and my wellness and my mental well-being. And truth be told, in case I didn't say it on the last episode, but I started doing what's called a breathworks class. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and Unscripted kick-ass guy that used to say no self-help fluffy bullshit is kind of delving into that fluffy stuff and finding that it actually works. It's all about your perspective and your mindset and what you put into it. But honestly, yeah, every Sunday night at 6 p.m. I've been doing this breath work, which essentially is there's so many different ways to describe it, but basically, if you want one way of describing it, it's like hyperventilating yourself into a space where you're disassociated from your body and you're more in your soul space. It's crazy. It's creepy. I've done quite a few drugs in my life. I'm happy to say that I don't do them anymore, but you cannot experience a feeling like this and not take drugs. It's crazy. That's just your own breathing. So I just did week number 2. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, hit me up. I know a great girl named Sarah Novak. She's a breathing expert. And so I'm a part of her class. So just a shout out to Sarah. Thank you very much for having us in your class. And we are enjoying it. It's crazy. But yeah, when you open your mind up to new possibilities and new opportunities, guess what happens? Your perspectives shift and things change. So that's what we do here on the Raw and Unscripted show. It's all about shifting your perspectives just a little bit. And then what you do is you go out there and you see the world in just a little different frame, and then you're able to process things a little bit differently. So I'm excited for tonight's show because, yes, Ray says Breathworks. Absolutely. Breathworks class, hashtag Breathworks class. Hey, we got Teresa in the house from Georgia. She says, you are all about the fluff, sir. Yes, I'm all about the fluff. Yeah. Back in the San Fernando Valley days, the fluffer was, who knows what a fluffer is? I don't even know what a fluffer is. I think it sounds like something you like peanut butter and marshmallow. Is that what it is? Or fluffer nutter? What's up, Tara Murney? Very good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We're having a rock and rolling time here on the Raw and Unscripted show. So without any further ado, my guest tonight is a personal friend of mine. I have come to know her over the years. We've spoken on stages for the youth. As you know, I'm very passionate about our kids. So I've had the pleasure of toning down on the raw and unscripted part and being a little bit more scripted when speaking to these young children, Torres, over the years. And through that process, I've got to see her journey, and she's going to explain her journey. I'm just going to share with you that it's a journey. And here's what I want for you guys out there in listener land and viewer land. I want you to walk away from this episode feeling much, much different about how you look at your journey. Right? That's all I want you to do is I want you to look at your journey a little bit different from hearing Nina's journey. So please welcome to the Raw and Unscripted show, Miss Nina Torres. Nina Torres, what's going on? I hear that. Everybody's going, yeah. The stadium is rocking.
I wish I could, my hands are a little different, but that's what makes me here and unique. So yes. Excited to be here with you, Chris.
Yes. It's way, way, way long overdue. And I kept saying, I said, I'm going to get you on my show. I'm going to get you on my show. And I think, and I believe in divine intervention, because it was like, literally I was booking a show and somebody canceled. And I went, God, who am I forgetting? And I forgot my friend Pamela. And I was like, oh my God, she hasn't been on my show. And I'm like, Nina Torres, because I just saw one of your posts, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But just please introduce yourself to my audience and share a little bit about your journey and why are you here today on the show to share your brilliance.
Absolutely. Well, I am Nina Torres, and I have quite the story. So I am what I consider a rheumatoid arthritis warrior. So you know what, Chris, like what you said is so true. And it's funny because you're like, this is so way overdue. And I'm like, brother, listen, I don't think you could have got me in a more perfect time, in the moment, real time, to really capture the story of my life, and the journey of, we both have gone through so many different things, but in so many different ways, yet we connect because we get it, no matter the struggle. So just a little bit of the background is, at 18 years old, I wake up one day and I wake up literally with an incurable disease. Incurable, crippling disease, and I had just given birth. So I was a single mom, just given birth. So I have an infant on my own. And how I did it, I don't even know, Chris. I moved out. I moved out on my own, and I look back, I don't even know how we did it. But I'm going to cut the whole long story short, and I'm just going to get to like the real time, because I think year 2020 through 21 just grabs the whole damn story.
Doesn't it though? It's like a huge reset. It's like, I tell people it's like a snow globe, right? It's like the universe said, you know what? You guys aren't playing right. You guys aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing with your lives. And let's see where that snow settles, baby.
Exactly. So, there was, this is the 30th year. I'm 48. So 30 years of living with this disease. And right away, they put me on the steroids, right? So I've been on steroids for 30 years. And really, it captures it in 2020 is when it comes down. I've had my 18th surgery in June 15th, 2020. So it's coming up on a year of a total reverse shoulder replacement. Okay.
I remember you going through that
surgery. Yeah. And so 2020 started. Okay. So here we are. I'm a high risk patient already. Right. Every part of my body's been replaced, all of the joints anyway. And, I was terrified because the doctor said when the virus came out, oh, don't get it or else, just made me feel like I was going to die if I got the virus. Right. And so I'm like terrified. I'm like, how am I going to survive this? What am I going to do? If it's my time, it's my time. Then, what am I going to do with this knowledge? Right. So May comes along, and I still haven't contracted it or anything. And all of a sudden, for Mother's Day last year, my son brings me a little puppy. What wasn't a little puppy? This puppy is like a beast. It was going to be a huge dog. It looked little because it was a puppy. I trip over the puppy right before the surgery in May. My prosthesis hip dislocates. Because of COVID, I was in the hospital and they couldn't relocate me for 24 hours. They left me without a hip for 24 hours. And how I survived the night was pure prayer, the nurses laughing and talking. I was telling jokes to my nurses just to survive. My friend's sending me TikToks. She knows I love TikToks, my Ashley girl. And then a month later, they did get it in without opening me up. So they popped it in. And
I remember you being so grateful for that too. Like, oh yeah, they didn't have to do that.
You don't even know. So then a month later, I have the surgery. Forward to December 15th, my daughter's birthday. I'm getting ready for a biopsy because I was having stomach problems, kidneys, something was going wrong. So I had to prepare. So I look on my chart for the medical and I look and I'm like, what the heck? I say, husband, I told husband, Louis, come here. Husband, get over here. And I said, something's wrong. This saying I have COVID. Does that say I have COVID or am I reading this wrong? He was like, you got COVID. There ain't nothing wrong with you. I said, I know it's got to be wrong. No, 5 days later, it knocked me on my butt. So they
didn't tell you had COVID. You saw it in your report.
Yes. No one called me.
What the F? Seriously?
No one called me. I called them. So
wow.
It was intense. And at that moment, I'm like, all right, God, they told me I wouldn't make it. I'm doing good so far. But then I got knocked on my butt, but I did really good compared to other people. I never had to go to the hospital, never had breathing problems, but it did kick me on my butt and it was a nightmare. And I was just like, well, I remember thinking that day, either I'm going to go or I'm going to stay. Let's do this and battle it, right? So I'm battling.
I love that perspective. I'm either going to go or I'm going to stay. What's for dinner?
Look, I'm out of control. I have no control over this. So listen, why dwell in it?
Ooh,
right, but it don't make a difference. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die anyway. So I gotta save my tears and do something in the moment. And hey, if tomorrow's all I've got, then I'm gonna give it all I've got. I'm gonna get up, show up, and give it all I've got. Period.
Boom! Mic drop. See, there's the mic. Mic drop. Boom. See, mic drop, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you guys listening on the podcast, because now I finally published it when you're listening to this someday in the future. What I was just doing is I have a tattoo on my right inner forearm, and it's a microphone, and I just dropped it in the air because Nina Torres, literally, I know I can call BS on anybody pretty much within a few minutes of meeting them. And like I told you before we went on camera, you always inspire me, whether you know it or not. I see your stories, whether I comment them or not. That you just absolutely inspire me because you are 100% authentically you. Your smile, your radiance, it's not BS. Just for your benefit, I'm trying to respect the kids that might be watching this, so I'm not going to use language this time. So yeah, I can do. You've seen me do that. You've seen me talk about you.
I've had you as my speaker.
Yeah, you see, we got to do more of that. I missed that.
Yes.
But your perspective, like you just said. Okay, I'm either going to go or I'm going to stay. Talk to me about how you take all of this energy and all these different experiences, the 18 surgeries ever since you've been diagnosed with this. Where do you find your strength? I know you're a big believer in God. Where do you find your strength in addition to that?
In addition to that, God is absolutely the foundation. You know that. You knew that was going to happen. So I was like, I'm
gonna take that answer off the table because I know you're already gonna go there. But I want to know for the people that in the audience that just are sitting in spaces, because I have a friend of mine that might be watching this from overseas in England, and she struggles with fibromyalgia, and she's just had a flare up, and she's like, God, Chris, every day, I just quite honestly, I just don't know. And I've had those days too with my back pain. And like I told you off camera, I'm like, I sit there and complain about my little thing. And I'm like, Nina Torres, shut up. Okay. Then my perspective is shifted. I just like, okay, duh, you got a little pain, it's not a little bit, but I think about you. So where does that strength and that courage come from?
The strength comes from the people that love me, my support system. But before I really show you what that looks like, no, please stay with me, because if you are suffering from chronic pain, I may not look like I'm in pain right now, but I am in extreme pain. But this is one of my skills, is being with friends, having a purpose, a passion, and that is helping others that are suffering. You are not alone. Finding other people that are going through what you're going through and really understand. People can say, oh yeah, I get, no, you don't. But then when you find someone just like, you're like, yeah, I don't even have to tell you, but right now what I'm battling, and this is what makes this timing so perfect, is I found out, 10 days ago, 11, I forget, I'm just dizzy. I have an infection. The new shoulder has become infected.
Don't even get me started on that.
get to the doctors. They will not see me. My whole arm is black and blue, swollen. It keeps black and blue, and it grows every day. This is what the deal is. They're
Go to the emergency room.
I did. And they sent me home. I'm telling you, I have tried everything.
WTF.
It could travel to your organs. It could travel to other joints. And what they need to do is take the arm off, take the shoulder out, leave it out for 6 to 8 weeks, put a spacer in, put a PICC line in, and do IV antibiotics, and then redo the whole entire surgery. So that leads into what you do when you're faced with that. Here I am. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know if they are going to let it go and I die. That is my reality. I am keeping it real. And now it's starting to hurt. My levels of pain. I was on the tears. I cried all day today. But you know where my power comes? You get up, you show up, and you give it all you've got. Because I can sit here and cry, but it doesn't make it go away. I'm still not in the doctor. So I live for today. I got up. I taught my classes. You wouldn't even know I was sick when I reach those kids. Those kids are my purpose. Those kids bring me life. And the support system, what happened was this, is I received so much love from all my coworker family, because they're not just coworkers, they're my family. And my RA warriors on Twitter, my YouTube followers, my reverse shoulder replacement peeps. I mean, I'm in every group that's going to support me. So that is the foundation, is getting in those groups. They have just been rooting for me, and all of this love from people I don't even know, people praying for me. And then it was like, I almost forgot the tragedy that I'm in and the circumstance, because all I felt was this love just pouring out. And I can either choose. It's choice. Mindset is a choice. I could choose to focus on the pain. Sometimes it's hard to ignore. Kind of lie. It's horrible. It's a nightmare. It's terrifying. To how long are they going to let me suffer? And are they going to let it go that there's no turning back? And I lose my career. I lose everything because they waited. How do
Can't you go to a different hospital or a different, I mean, is it that specialized?
I've gone to everybody, Redlands, Loma Linda, the emergency room. And well, we got to put the referral through. And if you're out there, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm triple covered.
You're triple covered.
Yeah, I have 2 Blue Shields and then VHM. So
I don't understand that. I do not understand that. How can you walk into an emergency room and say, "Hey, listen, does this look normal?" And then have them say, "Oh, no." How does that?
Understand, emergency room, they do not treat you, they stabilize you. End of the story. If you are not, I don't have a blood clot. The infection's actually not showing up in my blood yet, which is good, but it's definitely hidden probably in the joint because it's plastic, so you probably can't detect it. Thank God, but I'm stabilized at this moment.
Well, your mentality is flipping just unstoppable. It really is. I mean, look at these comments. Tara says, "Yes, those kids." Ray says, "Go girl." Teresa says, "Wow, you are a hell of a lady." Oh, and that in 10 times. Do you think David Goggins is tough? I mean, do you know who David Goggins is, Nina?
No.
Okay. So after the show, Google David Goggins, and then I'm going to tell you that you're tougher than David Goggins, because most people sit there and say David Goggins is one of the most toughest dudes in the world, people in the world. But honestly, what you go through and what you have been through, yeah, it's pretty crazy. She says, Tara says, what an inspiration, sweetheart. Nelly says, girl, you're full of courage. That's what that is. And we got somebody new. We got Fernando. I can't even pronounce that. McLaughlin. I love this. How strong. Thank you, Fernanda, for being here. I apologize. My eyes are getting a little tired, so I'm having trouble seeing the screen now. So I'm pretty much eventually gonna have to do, "Hi, this is Christopher with Raw&Unscripted show." I'm like, nah. No glasses. I wear contacts. That's why I did that. And Nelly comes back and says, "You're right, Christopher. She is unstoppable." Okay. So that aside, so your support system is your faith in God, your kids. Talk to us about your family. I mean, your family, I know your family, I know your husband. Talk to us about what they go through and how they support you in these times, because I can imagine, I know what my wife goes through seeing you in pain. What your situation is, they have to be just as equally as strong as you are.
Yes. You know what? That's a tough one, because they suffer alongside me. Because of God and my faith, I am so resilient, because the mindset is to choose to believe that there is, that he's guiding me, he's with me. And I get up and I do things like this. And I share my stories and I share my victories. But, I had this conversation with my mom, and she's just like, you cheered me up. She just says, I don't want you to be an inspiration. And she says, the hell with that. Let someone else's kid be an inspiration, because I'm tired of watching you suffer. And it's very hard. I break down and cry, and to watch that and to watch me scream and go through these surgeries is not easy. How could you watch someone suffer so much and scream and cry for, usually I'm like that for about a month after every surgery. I do not do well. They never keep my pain under control, ever. And that's terrifying. So they have to watch it, and they can't do a damn thing but watch. So my mom never shows me her heartache. And I never knew this for the longest time. She comes, and now with COVID, I'm alone. So I did this last surgery alone. I will do these 2 surgeries alone because of COVID. My mom would come in there and she would just like, okay, let's get up, let's wash your face, let's feed you, let's do this, let's do your pillow. And we would just do it. There was no pity. There was no feeling sorry for me, but that's where my strength was. Do not feel sorry for me. I'm a damn warrior. You do not feel sorry for warriors, okay? Ain't no one got time for that. So, it's their faith too. It's our shared faith that we rely on prayer and we rely on Christ. And the thing about that, Chris, is this. I am I'm going to finish my book. I've already started it. And
go girl.
For people, even people of no faith. So I'm trying to do it in a very fantasy way, so that no matter what, you see the beauty of the story through the tragedy. And, that's just been a big part, because the things that have happened to me spiritually and in my faith, you can't make it up. I mean, it's just, it's craziness, and it makes for a great story, whether you're a believer or not. So, I don't know. The truth is, and I don't know if my family's watching, but family, you might want to turn it off now.
Spoiler alert.
If I were not to make it through this and things got real bad, it's a very real reality. Is so much so I was actually transferring funds to make sure my husband knows our accounts and everything, because it's real. And I think it's stupid not to face reality. I think it's to ignore it and be like, no, things could change at the drop of a dime. And one thing in my life, Chris, before I die, I want that damn book written. So that is my number one thing. I'm going to write the book. I hope I hold myself accountable, because I've been struggling with actually doing the work for a while now.
Ooh, well, you know who you're talking to, right? You see this, right? This is a pencil and this is a pad. Guess what I'm going to do? Guess what I'm going to do right here live on the Raw&Unscripted show? I'm going to say, hey, Nina, book done.
I love it.
Chris, hold accountable. Because I have to get my book done. So we'll make it fun. We'll make a little competition. Who can get their book done first or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said something. I want to go back to something you said earlier and talking about your community and everything. I want to really highlight that you took a proactive approach to finding your tribe and finding the people that have gone through similar situations as you. And I would imagine you're doing that for your mental health. Talk to us about, in coordination, what you just shared with your family and your own struggles. I mean, I'm a strong person. I know I am like kick-ass strong, unstoppable strong, but everybody has their threshold. Everybody has their moments. And I'm not even going to even try to imagine what you go through, even kind of comparing my pain. There's no way. How do you keep your sanity through all of this? I mean, where your mental health? How do you not go batshit crazy and go into a hospital and go, what the F is wrong with you people? I'm sick. You guys are the people that fix me. Let's do this. How do you not lose your marbles?
Absolutely. I pray. But I don't only just pray, because God sent people to help you. So,
amen.
Hello, I sent you a therapist, but you didn't go. Absolutely. Oh man, I have been in therapy this year because I'm like, look, I need somebody. These are big feelings. These are things that I can't do this alone. And that is my superpower, is I know how to reach out. And it's such a strength. It is not a weakness to get mental health services. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's strength to go get it.
And my therapist, the first time I talked to him, I don't even think he talked. I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I said, damn, I've been through a lot of stuff, huh?
Did you give yourself a high five? Like, go girl.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Good now I think about it. So I'm still in therapy. I actually see him tomorrow. Zoom, of course. But yeah, it's key. It's key. My doctors gave me anxiety medicine. They gave me depression, although I don't think it was actually depression. It was actually a really bad vitamin D deficiency, because once they gave me 50,000 units, I was like, woo, hello,
I feel so much better.
Yes. But do you see?
Let me give you the antidepressants and all the other shit that's going to screw you up. I'm trying not to cuss. And yet it's just good old sunshine. It's vitamin D.
And then look at me with you. I mean, it's like I forgot my pain. It's magical. It's magical when you pay it forward and you do what you love and you find a way to do it. Don't focus on the can'ts, what you can't do. You figure it out. If you can see my keyboard, it's all split. I mean, I can't lift my arm. I have so many accommodations because I'm going to figure it out. And
I just love you. You're like the epitome of unstoppable, the epitome of no excuses. Like, okay, if I got to do this, I saw the picture the other day, or the video where your keyboard is. I mean, you figure it out.
You figure it out. You figure it out. There's no excuses. There is none. You figure it out. Stop. You don't feel sorry for yourself. There are times you feel sorry for yourself. That's okay. Just don't stay stuck.
Yes. Tara.
Horrible.
What was that?
Okay.
Yes, Tara saying, boom. She's saying fire. Scott Goyette's in the house. He says, Nina. Scott says, love you both. Talk about love. Scott's the beacon of love. He talks about that. Tara says she's mastering the art of pivoting. Yes, absolutely. There was a couple other. Yeah, Ray says vitamin D. Really? Oh yeah, absolutely. I took vitamin D for a while too, and I found that I wasn't going outside every day and getting some sunshine. And wound up started taking some, and I'm like, wow, that's all I need. I thought my thyroid was jacked up. I thought my sleep was on. I thought all this different stuff. And I was like, ooh, it's just my vitamins were off. Tara has an amazing journey. You guys should connect. She says, yes, often your journey is the answer to someone's prayers. Absolutely. Boom. Nellie's in the house. Nellie from Texas. She says that's an amazing positive to create from all of your challenges and grief. A book would actually help a lot of people. Of course. Oh, look at this. Tara says, no excuses, coach. That's you now. I'm going to be the sergeant at arms or whatever, and you could be the no excuses coach, because seriously, you have that credibility is just amazing. So I want to push back a little bit on something with you. Given I know your faith in God and everything, how do you not find fault with God with placing you in this journey in life?
A lot of people ask that. You know what? I've never asked him why. I never questioned. I think my love for him is so strong that I was like, Lord, your will, not mine. And if I'm to suffer, I'm going to suffer in your name and do glory with whatever you're doing in me. And I truly believe in that. I believe that so many people see God and are brought to God through my story. And it's a testimony, because people have told me that too. People I don't even know. And I know when people that usually don't, even non-believers, and then all of a sudden something happens and they'll can you pray for this person? And I'm like, absolutely. But so you never know how God's using you. So who am I to question? And like today, this is a little bit religious, this part, but it's kind of deep too, because it just happened today.
Bring it.
Was miserable, and I was so much pain. I'm telling you, I was crying. I had to go put makeup on and be like, I'm fine. I got this. Get up, show up, give it all you got. Boom, chakalaka, let's do it. So what happened was,
I want to get up and dance.
Yes. And I was praying, and the prayers, and that's where I get a lot of my strength from, is music. I just take in what God's telling me, and they pop up at the right time, just like you inviting me. No, it's the perfect time, and I know God is guiding and has his hand here. Right. And so this prayer comes over, and it starts talking about how God's most sacred healing wound is the wound of the shoulder. I said, stop. You got to stop it right now. And I'm like, tell me more. I mean, but I'm listening. Right.
Right.
Said his arm was bruised. And I'm like, okay, check. It's all torn and bloody, and the flesh is coming off. But it is the most sacred wound, because that is the shoulder he carried our cross. I said, cut it out. I'm okay again.
Ooh, come on with it.
So,
damn.
Like, you know what? And in that moment, that is when I allow God to bleed into my wounds, his suffering, and I give him mine. I said, thank you, Lord. I know you're with me. I know you felt my pain. I know you're not going to leave me. And in that same prayer, this lady's like, and may the people, and I can't remember the exact words, but what I do remember is that she said, and may the people that our lives are in, may they have mercy, and may they save our lives. And I'm like, you can't deny it. I hear you, Lord. I mean, that's how God talks to you, because people are like, well, how do you hear God? How does it exactly work? Because I've tried to talk to him and I don't hear nothing.
You got to be tuned into the right station, right?
Right. He talks through music. He talks through perfect timing. He talks to us through us, brothers and sisters. That's where the story comes in, because so many things have happened. I can't deny that he's alive. I can't deny that he exists in me, and I can't deny what he does through me. So do I ever question him? No.
Wow, that is beautiful. And I love the fact that you have that faith, and that you seem, it's not even a pretense. I mean, it's just, that's where your faith and that's where your love is. Talk to me about heroes. Did you have any heroes growing up? I mean, everybody, I'm thinking that like everybody who watches this is going to think, okay, Nina's my hero. Who was your hero and why?
My dad. My dad just had this beautiful thing about him, and how he made me feel like his princess. Hence, if you start to see the unfolding of the empowerment program, right, that's what it's based on, is the beauty of a child. I started a boys and girls empowerment, and now it's in our district at 18 elementary schools. And the key component is actually self-love, because that's what was missing in my life, right? And so my dad, he brought me up, and he took me out on dates, and my sister couldn't come. It was just me and dad. He played his guitar. He made me a Just You and Me song. I don't even think my brother and my two sisters got a song. So listen, it's very special. So he's my hero, but he worked so hard, and he was a construction worker. And I remember I'd go outside because it'd be so hot. He worked in the desert, and I lived in Banning, so it wasn't half as hot, right? So I went out there, and I'd be like, my poor dad has to go in the heat. I'm gonna go outside until he comes home. An hour later, I was in the house in the air conditioner. And through that, his back has become permanently disabled, and he suffered so much. So my hero, it is absolutely my father. I always looked up to him, and I couldn't have asked for a better dad. What I want to throw out there too is understand that this disease is a stress-related disease. It came out at 18, and this is a part that, in my book, a lot of people aren't going to like the raw truth, but I stand in my truth, just like Leah taught us, right? And it all started with I went through whatever as a child for several years, and it manifested itself because I did go to therapy, but I didn't understand it. And so pushing those down, just those feelings down and the trauma down, it came out in the form of disease. And that is where my passion again comes from, and my passion of my work, working with the youth, bringing the empowerment program, because the key to my healing, my emotional healing, is self-love and self-worth. Because by your abuser, you're told you're dirty, you're nasty, you're no good. I remember the abuser in my life would tell me, your dad is going to kick you out. They are going to, if they find out. And so I kept it in. But you see, no one should ever suffer a disease like this because they didn't get help, mental health, with a therapist and really understand how the process works. So that's why I became a school counselor, of course.
Yeah, your work with the kids. I watched you with the kids. I've been blessed to be with you with the kids, and you are an absolute angel and a natural. I can only imagine that you have impacted so many young lives, and those young lives are going to continue to impact other lives. It's like the Nina rock. The God throw the Nina rock into the pond, and the pond just went like this. We're not going to make ripples. We're going to make waves. We're going to make waves.
Yes, I'm always making waves.
You are. I want to go back to something that we mutually share and we talked about before, the aspect of pain, and talking about the pharmacology behind pain management. Obviously, there is up to like literally, what was my mom on? Dilaudid, which is like, basically like a synthetic heroin or something like that.
Yes.
What type of pain, what type of pain medicine works for you? And do you consider alternative pain medicine like cannabis and other things?
Absolutely, all of it. Dilaudid is the one that works for me, and after surgery. At the age of 40, I had a miscarriage, but in that time, I was able to get off all narcotic pain medicines, but it took me 6 months. I was able to stay off all pain meds for a couple years, right, until the next surgery, and then they're like, take it. I said, I'm not a hero. Listen, I'm going to take drugs, trust and believe. So because I've had so many surgeries and I was on pain medicine for so long, they're ineffective.
Yes.
It's so important not to just use the narcotic pain medicine. There is no shame in using the pain medicine. It is stigmatized more now than ever, even with the doctors. When I go in, because I have such a high tolerance, that's why I suffer a lot. The nurse, this last surgery, she made me suffer for, I think it was like 8 or 9 hours. She would not give me what the doctor said I could have. And she says, no, you need to go home. And I suffered.
I'd punch somebody right here.
It was horrible, Chris. It was a nightmare. But that's the stigmatization of the pain medicine. So it's Dilaudid. And what makes that hard is they don't give that to you out of the hospital, but they kick you out real quick. They don't keep you in the hospital. So I always go home under medicated, and I just have to grin and bear it. So yes, CBD, whatever it takes, the oils, the vaping, those for me didn't really work. Because listen, I will try anything. Cryotherapy, getting frozen, that is a big one for me, where I get frozen for 3 minutes in the tank. And I do it like, at least if I do it for about 3 to 4 times a week, I'm pretty good. So that has helped tremendously. It keeps inflation down. Norco is one they often give me, Percocet. And it's funny because if you're chronically ill, you know your levels and you know which pain is Norco pain. You know which one is Percocet, and you know like, no, Dilaudid. I need to go to the hospital now. So I'm praying with this surgery that they could somehow send me home with Dilaudid. My last surgeon did make it happen, but the insurance gave me trouble. They gave him trouble. So it's a big deal that I try to find other things. Ice is my best friend.
Do you ever consider going out of the country for therapy?
I haven't. And it's hard because those of you also that live with pain, you know that everybody's going to have the healing for you. Everybody's going to sell you. This is it. This is, and it's always hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. So it's hard to know. So, it's like researching it. Does it work for you? And if it doesn't, not everybody has those resources to do that. So, I'm a big fan of, you have to exercise, move it or you lose it, cry through it, whatever you got to do. I cry. It feels like my arms are being pulled out of my socket every morning. But so what? You've got to move it. You've got to.
You are a riot. You are an absolute flipping amazing riot, because it is true. And going back to David Goggins, that's where I kind of got on the principle. I started researching him before I did my back surgery, because I was like, okay, I want to come out of this and be stronger than ever. And what do I have to do? Because we're taught that pain is bad. We're taught, if you're in pain, take it easy. I just did a walk and talk this morning about pain. And the fact that I haven't done a walk and talk because I haven't been walking, because I walk and then I'm in pain, and so I've just been kind of staying around the house and not doing much. But at the same time, I'm like, how do we disassociate ourselves from the pain? Because if we're souls having a human experience, then the soul really can't experience pain. Pain is something that tells the brain, and that's something that we can either go, yes, I feel that, and that's going to immobilize me, or the fact that pain is there and I still have to continue going on anyway. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
You have to. As horrible as it sounds, it is as horrible as it sounds. But the good news is this. Aqua therapy. What am I thinking? The pool is my best friend. It's the only one I love the pool. I really need to buy one. But is the more I don't move, the more I suffer. But it's so hard to get in that mindset. Get up, show up, give it all you got. Sometimes I'm like, the heck with you. You've got to go. I'm not doing it today. But I know it's just hard. There's no easy way out. I wish there was an easy fix, but there's not. You got to tough through it. And that's why people with chronic illnesses, they are the strongest people. No one knows their battle. Nobody knows. And that's the thing. A lot of people see me, I look fine. They have no idea the pain I'm hiding behind the smile. None.
Why do you hide it so much?
I don't know if it's that I hide it. I think it's sincere, but they don't look. I think my point is like, yeah, I smile because I'm in my passion. I'm with the kids, but you have no idea that at night I go home and I can't even move. You have no idea that every time I wake up, I feel like I'm walking on broken legs, but I work out because I just believe there's a purpose to all of it. I really do, and just like, look at, this is my hand. This is straight. It's just so wicked. That is me holding it straight. And this that happened, it feels like that. It feels like this one has a bar in it. I had 4 fingers reattached and they fused my arm. And this one didn't take, so we call it my rubber band finger, and my kids love it. Let me see your rubber band finger, Miss Torres. Yes. Elementary, right? So it's hard for me to clap. Come on, how work with me. Look, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what I did is I go in the classroom and I celebrate people with disabilities, people with differences, to have other people accept each other, right? And so why not show off my difference? So I tell the kids, I can't clap, so I really need you that have your hands that are all healthy. And I need you to wiggle them for me. Have you ever seen this, Chris? I don't know if you've ever seen the 10-finger woo.
The 10-finger who?
Woo.
The 10-finger woo. No, I've seen the single finger salute on more than a few occasions.
When a student does something really good, we say, oh, let's give them, and you have to say it like this, a 10-finger woo and an oh yeah. And the
woo and oh yeah.
It has just grown. I have superintendent doing it. I have board members doing it, the assembly member doing it, and now we have a t-shirt, if kids are caught being kind, 10-finger woo t-shirt with the oh yeah. And you see all these little fingers on the screen and they're just like, oh yeah. And it's great. It's like that. Don't focus on what you don't. When the door closes, you find a damn window.
Find a damn window. Yes, you do. Or you find 10 other doors and you kick them wide open. I want to grab some of these comments. I want to grab some of these comments because you are just blowing up the stream here. Thank you guys so much for being here and commenting. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm just so into the interview. I'm like missing all this other stuff, but Tara says 100%. Nelly says, oh my God, I can relate to so much of this. Ray says, hashtag making waves. Tara says, that's like my mom. We switched her to a specific CBD and she's doing amazing now. I just recently switched to CBD, a different CBD manufacturer, and I'm feeling a little bit better now. So I do the THC, the CBD. I do all, I do, but I want to try the cryo. And then Tara says, actually, how about the hydrotherapy? But you said swimming is that the same thing as hydrotherapy?
I don't know if hydrotherapy is the same. I'd like to know that answer too.
Yeah, let us know, Miss Tara Murney. And Teresa says CBD has made a huge difference in my husband's TBI migraines. Tara Murney, yes, TBI, traumatic brain injuries. I've learned that. That's some pretty crazy stuff as well. And Tara says, thank you so much, Tara, for being here. By the way, I love you. Amazing. I take it for my back and my neck. And for headaches too, there's specific blends that are incredible. Often try one and then stop. Try one and then stop. And she says, again, this is amazing news to hear about your hubby. That's amazing news to hear about your hubby. Nelly says, you've got to move it, got to love it. She's got to love it. Ray says, hashtag keep going. And Nelly says, of course, sense of humor is excellent therapy. Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, having a sense of humor, being able to laugh, that's what I want to do. I mean, if it's the worst, let's see what we can do to laugh through that. Yeah. Let's see. Did I get that one? Yeah. What the heck? Tara Murney, incredible. It's made a huge difference in our lives from my husband to my three-legged dog. Oh, yes. I was like, yes. Did you have a three-legged husband? I'm like, you never told me. Your husband only has 3 legs. No, it's a 3-legged dog. Wow. And actually, what's so funny? What is so funny is Justin's in the house. And I literally was going to say, this is the new CBD that I'm using, which is Highway 101. This is crazy. You talk about God's interference. That's funny because I just recently started this with Justin, and Justin's here on the show. Justin's going to be on the show, and Justin says, thanks, Teresa. Silcox, there's a link for everyone to try our cold pressed hemp products for free. Look at that, for free. Justin, you're a rock star. I love you. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to be meeting, and you're going to be on my show soon. But yes, I mean, it is about trying different opportunities. And Tara's coming back to the conversation. She's saying hydrotherapy is water therapy like swimming, controlled and specific to injury.
Okay.
Ooh,
okay.
I love that.
So that was like when I went to they have an aqua tank and I was doing physical therapy. So probably like that. They have the treadmill and everything in it too.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's the situation is that you have to keep moving. That's why I went for that walk today. I was like, hey, if I strengthen the other ligaments around it, it's going to make the pain a little bit less because again, going back to what I said before, we're taught that pain is bad. Stop. Don't go through it. It's okay to be a victim to that situation. Throughout all of this, I mean, we kind of talked about the COVID reset and shaking the bubble. How do you handle, and this is a very personal question from me, being the no excuses coach, how do you handle when people complain about the stupidest stuff? How do you not crawl out of your body and go, hey, can I just tell you something here for a second and give you a little perspective adjustment? How do you not just like your head just off the top of your head when somebody goes, oh my God, did you hear this today? And you're like, I can't fucking clap. I can't, I'm in pain constantly. How do you handle that?
Yeah. You know what? That's funny because I don't have to say anything. Once it comes out of their mouth, they look at me and they're like, I'm so sorry. I don't even know why I'm complaining. So they catch it themselves. Mm-hmm. But one pet peeve of mine is, and this is what was hard for me in some of the support groups I found that I left. And it's just when there's other people that live with the same disease, but they focus on it, I can't be around you. I can't. I will not be a part of that. It curls my stomach. I'm like, if all you talk about it and feed your brain, then you're going to feel it. Are you going to stay there and stay stuck? Or are you going to get up and move on? Get up, show up, and give it all you've got. I'm not staying here, so I got to go. Peace out. So I only surround myself with positive people that push through with me, that could be empathetic and understanding, and we could support each other, but don't keep each other down by feeling sorry for yourself. It's okay a little bit, but you can't stay there.
That is so true. And that, I mean, it really is. I talk about that all the time. Like, who are your five? Who are the people that
Yes.
are on your team that you trust, that, energize you, that hold you accountable, that mentor you? I mean, who is your team? And that's so massively important. And I'm the same way. It's like, if I find people, I'm willing to help people, if they're in a victim status, if they want to get out of that victim status. But if they're swimming in it and they're just like, oh yeah, I've got this excuse and I've got this and I've got that. And oh, this, it just blows my mind. It's like, okay, you're in your journey. You're at your journey, and I'm going to let you have your journey, and I'm going to continue on to find the people who are like, you know what? Hey, I'm at that point in my journey where I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, because life is short. And you said it at the top of the program about that. Like, hey, whenever my time is up, I know either I'm staying or going, what's for dinner, what's going on. Have there been any times where you've actually thought about, okay, I'm done with this, and I'm like, God, I'm done, take me, or I'm going to do it myself? Have you ever been in that situation?
Not that I would, suicidal thoughts, but I definitely prayed to die many times, especially after surgery. I remember very, very well. They'll be a part of the book because they're very powerful stories. It is both my knee surgeries. They've come a long way. They're not as painful as before because I've had a revision because, I've got three hips. They did it 3 times, 2 over here. I mean, it's just a hot mess, but a beautiful hot mess. What? So, it's like.
You are. You might smile. It's just natural. You are.
The knees.
Not a hot mess either.
I prayed. Well, sane people scare me. So, anyways, is that I did the pain was so strong, and I just begged. I said, Lord, I cannot. Please take me home. My soul is ready. I'm ready. It's okay to take me, but He didn't. He didn't take me.
You're like, well, what?
I know. So I do get in those moments with extreme pain, and, I am getting more tired as the years go by. And this next battle, I think, is going to be quite a fight. I'm trying to find the fight in me. When I first found out, I was in a group with my teachers, and I went to the doctors, and I'm finding out, and I'm texting the 3 of them. We were in a group, and I said, you know what? I'm so glad that I've lived every day to the fullest. I'm so glad I never take a moment for granted, because there is so many blessings in suffering, and this is one of them. You don't ever take those moments for granted, and the value of a minute. And I said, so I thank you. It was an honor working with all of you, and I am so blessed. I did not lose the fight. I just knew when the fight was done. I got phone calls right away. This isn't the Nina we know. I said, well, that's where I'm at. Listen, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight right now. And they let me have my moment. But guess what? This is my fight song. That's right. I'm back, and I'm ready to fight until they start cutting me. I mean, it's a moment by moment. I go through the cycle. I go through the shock of that's happening, the anger, the bargaining. Lord, I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be better. Whatever you want, please let this cup pass from me. And then I go through depression. Depression is a part of the process. Depression is a part of the process.
So don't run away from it.
Don't run away from it. Acknowledge it. Get the medicine if you need it. And then that's how you move to the next stage of acceptance. And I'm going to get through it. I'm going to push through, right? So I know I'm going to need a lot of prayers, but it's going to be all the love. And that's what I share in my stories is I show you the downfall. I'm not that Facebook person that's going to show you all the pretties. Mm-hmm. I show you the good, bad, and the ugly.
There is nothing ugly about anything that you do or say. So don't even put that into your brain. Wow. I just looked up at the clock and I'm like, realizing we've been talking for 3 minutes.
I know. I just did too. But you know what? I have a question real quick.
You do.
With the CBD stuff, this has been my battle. I've noticed that it doesn't work for my pain because it's more of a muscle thing, and mine's real bone aching because my bones are falling apart. It doesn't work, and they drug test you when you're getting pain medicine. And so I remember my doctor, he was like, Nina, can you come here? I said, yeah, they found marijuana in your blood. I said, CBD, they liars. I knew it. I knew they were lying. And I said, and he's like, I hate when they do that. I said, I bet you had a good laugh. And he was like, oh, we did. But the thing is, they support it, but you could either take one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose the other because the CBD was not, it didn't touch it, not this kind of pain. I'd rather go that way because it is less addictive to the body and it's healthier for the body. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
If someone in the audience knows that answer.
Yeah, well, actually, we had it up there. Justin is the creator, the founder of the CBD that I told you about. So Justin Benton, you guys need to get a hold of each other because, yeah, like I literally I've been actually taking CBD oil from my buddy who has another company. I know all these people have these companies. I've been taking a CBD oil and it's been fine. And it's been great, but I think I noticed something just a little bit more different out of his CBD. Plus I've increased my dosage on it because I'm like you, I have a high tolerance, and that's that we could have a whole discussion on pain management and how messed up that industry is, because to your point, my mom used to get Dilaudid all the time, but sometimes because we would be in the hospital and they would take her blood, she'd be screaming, and her leg was necrotic. She had her leg amputated. It looked like it was burnt in a fire. She hung on for so long, but she did it by taking Dilaudid every 4 hours, and then every other 2 hours she would take Percocet. So she was like, just every 2 hours she was taking something just to get through, but they prescribed it for her. That is insane that they would not do that for you. But I want to respect your time because I know you got family time and everything, but you have absolutely inspired the entire audience here, both live and I'm sure on the replay. What are some final thoughts? Because I really love what you say about taking ownership and taking responsibility for one's actions and not being, I tell people you can have a pity party for a day. Yeah. What are your final thoughts into really inspiring those who are watching this, who don't even have near what you are going through? How do you inspire them to take responsibility for their actions and get out of their own head?
You make that choice, and you remember that every moment, every day is a choice. And I don't care if you're sick or not. You could die tomorrow. So live like you're dying. You run with that and know you find your purpose, you chase your purpose. And if you have that, you could chase any challenge that comes your way, as long as you have your support system, your families, your friends. You make sure you have that good tribe, that 5, you better know it. Listen, they're going to pull you through every time. If it's your faith, then you find your faith. Whatever it is, you go after it and you take it with all of your passion. But just remember, live as if it was your last, because none of us know what tomorrow is going to bring, whether you're sick or not. But if you live like that for the rest of your life, you can get through anything this world takes and brings to you. And it's all about choice in your mindset. Am I going to stay here and cry about it, or am I going to do something about it? Boom. That's what you do.
Boom, boom, boom. Mic drop, mic drop, mic drop, mic drop. Like I'm pulling the cord on a train for my son. Mic drop. Nina Torres.
Someone said that too. Laugh, laugh, laugh. I'm funny. I may not only laugh at my own jokes, but I am funny. I don't care what my husband says.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Your husband's an amazing man. Your family is amazing. You are amazing. I can't thank you enough, Nina Torres, for spending your time here with me. Offline, I'm going to put you backstage here in a second. We're going to continue the conversation, but I want to be as of much support as I possibly can through this next opportunity that you got going through you. So whatever I can do to be your cheerleader, I will be there, because it's divine intervention that we came back into each other's lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there anywhere particular you want to point people to, or if they want to get a hold of you, is there a particular spot you want them to find you at?
I didn't even think about that, but you could find me at Nina Torres on Twitter, but you could also find me on YouTube. If you just, I don't even know what my channel's called. Nina Torres, Rheumatoid Arthritis, I pop up. And you can follow my journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
From 200 subscribers for me.
What was that again?
I'm only one away from 200 subscribers on YouTube, and that's big for me. Look.
Yeah. Hey, we all start with one. We all start with one, and we all do it. You may have nearly 200 subscribers, but I bet you have impacted millions of lives by this time. So Nina Torres, I'm going to place you in the studio, and I'm going to close out the show, but don't go anywhere, and then we'll just talk again. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I always come back to this and think about closing the show and what I'm going to say. And literally, it's crazy. It's crazy to even think about how to summarize this conversation. Most of the times I can understand and really kind of get into where somebody is at with their situation. But obviously with Nina and what she's gone through and what she's been through, that's something that none of us can actually really even begin to fathom what she has gone through. Ray is saying here, great show, Chris and Nina and all. Thank you so much for being here, Ray. I appreciate you. Tara says, ha ha ha, she is adorable. Yes, she is. Big time. Angel's in the house. Angel is another one of our misfits for life. Thank you, Angel, so much for being here. You were saying, have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for the show, Christopher, Rausch, and Nina. Peace, love, and light. Yes, peace, love, and light. Absolutely. I've been talking all day and I feel like my mouth is getting numb. Tara says, I wish you much love, Nina. Thank you, Tara, for being here. Go get some rest. Go pour back into your cup, dear. Sending you healing vibes and energy. And of course, she's ending with great show, Christopher. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, where do I start? You guys know how passionate I am about owning your responsibility and owning your place at the table. One word that's been coming up into my mind a lot over the last couple of days is discipline. We often look at the word discipline as something that's negative. Like if I tell you, what do you think of discipline? You think, oh, I was disciplined as a kid, or, disciplinary action or something that's negative. But discipline is really the equation that I'm finding is to self-love. Right. So when you have the discipline to get up every morning and work out when you're dying in pain, and as she says, feel like you're walking on broken legs and you still work out. Yet some of us wake up and go, you know what, I'm kind of tired. Maybe I'll do another 15 minutes and I'll feel like working out. Or you know what, I don't have enough time today. Stop your bullshit excuses. Stop it. Like Nina said, she has her situation going on with her, and we all may be quote unquote fine and normal. I could literally go into my bedroom, take my shoes off, have my socks on, slip down the stairs, go through the banister, land on my head and die. Literally any of us could do anything. I'm now, I have an airport or I have an aircraft thing that flies around me. I have planes that fly above me. Sorry. One of them could crash into my house. An engine could fall off. We don't have certainty, ladies and gentlemen. We have moments. And the sooner you realize that you can live in those moments, and the sooner you choose to live and embrace those moments and have gratitude for every single breath that you get to take and every opportunity you get to connect with another person, that's living. That is living. And it's amazing how fast we start to live when we know we're going to die. I sit there and think about that all the time. Like if I got diagnosed with cancer, if I got this, I would go skydiving and I would go do this and I would go do this. Even me saying it, the no excuses coach, sounds ridiculous. It's like, why? We're living right now. This is the moment in life where we get to sit there and say, hey, I'm not going to continue doing what I've always done, expecting to get different results. That's stupid. That's not even sanity. That's just stupid. This is about my responsibility now, watching Nina and saying, you know what? I'm going to make a promise to myself. I'm going to make a commitment to myself that I'm going to start being more disciplinary with myself. I'm going to start holding myself accountable to eat better foods, to drink more water, to get better sleep, to make sure that I'm not tolerating a bunch of bullshit that's stressing me out, that's causing inflammation in my body, that's causing me to go for short-term gratifications, to ignore all the problems in my life. Get to the root cause of your problems. If you're miserable, accept it, own it, and change what it is that you know that's making you miserable. It's easy. The process is not easy, but the opportunity to say, hey, I'm not happy and this is not working for me, I need to do something is easy, because we all know what it is that we could be doing that can make us happy, but we sit there and we hope, wish, and pray, playing the someday game that something will change. The only thing that changes is when you change, when you start to make that decision, when you make that promise to yourself to love yourself and to honor the body and the vessel, the opportunities that you have. For me, when I complain, I think about Nina and I think about kids in the cancer ward at St. Jude's Hospital. Those commercials we see, I sit there and I complain. I'm like, man, that kid would love to be out here playing in the sun right now. Oh my God, it's hot. I'm so hot. What's going on with the ozone layer? I'm like, those kids would love to be out in the sun, sweating and having fun and rolling around on the grass, living life. Are you living life? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. Are you living your life? Are you flying your freak flag? Are you waking up every day excited about what opportunities lie ahead for you? Are you making an impact? Are you leaving a legacy you're going to be proud of? Or are you just kind of just comfortably miserable, or just kind of just, not taking responsibility for your situation and blaming it on other people and being a victim? Nina Torres is not a victim. Christopher Rausch is not a victim. All you guys here in the chat are not victims. You guys are victors, because you're here. You show up every single week and you listen and you learn and you ask questions. You go out there and apply what it is that myself and my guests say. That's what it is to be unstoppable. To be unstoppable is to sit there and say, okay, yeah, this could stop me, but I'm not going to let it, because I choose not to, because I know I am stronger and I know this is happening for me and not to me. Think about that for a second. Life is happening for you, not to you. Think about what Nina said. and her grace for God and everything that she's been put through, she knows that it's happening for her. And look at her beautiful message and look at the kids she's impacting. Would she be the same person had she not had this? Would she be a totally different person? Maybe not as impactful. Everything is happening for you, not to you. Right? Teresa says, got to own it. Gotta what? Gotta win it. I don't know. Her hashtag was messed up. I don't know. But anyways, I love you guys. You guys are my misfits for life. Hey, by the way, please go check out helphealhumanity.org. It's the organization that I am proud to be the vice president of marketing and communications for. Helphealhumanity.org. It's a massively successful organization that we are just getting started in impacting the world. We encourage you to go over there and check it out. If you are so inclined, make a donation, perhaps sponsor a child. It's something that I'm super passionate about. And I know that you guys are passionate about, because together we can make a difference in this world. Together we can make a difference in each other's lives. But again, it starts with us. I love you guys. Until next week, I will see you. Stay unstoppable.